Welcome in. I am the Crypto Bull God, and this is all in the charts. If you appreciate the content, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. Takes like a second. Drop me a comment, show some support for the channel. Make sure that you click the bell icon to receive all notifications so that you know when I go live. The time does kind of vary, although it's generally in a window between 5 and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Not a lot of exciting things going on in the market, but at least from a chart perspective. You can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on YouTube. You can even follow me on Instagram, as well as TradingView. One word, it is Crypto Bull God. Okay, there's a lot of people out there that like to create fake accounts of other people. Just one word, Crypto Bull God. Here I am, right there. Right before I got to right before I came on the live stream, I was picking up some boxes outside my front door from Amazon. I don't know about you, but I love when I get Amazon boxes. No one sends me Amazon boxes. I order them, but the fun is sometimes you forget what you order, and then it shows up at your door, and you're all excited. You're like, "What did I order again?" And you open it up, and you're like, "Oh yeah, that's right, I needed that." But yeah, so I just got some Amazon boxes, and I also got real quick, for those that recall. Yes. Finally, I need to give a shout out. Maybe I need to get some sponsors on this channel that are non-crypto related. I could get some performance, maybe gym apparel, and protein powder, that sort of stuff, but also some alcohol. Sponsors of the channel. Got this bad boy, the Hibiki Suntory whiskey, very fine Japanese whiskey. I have not gotten this in a long time. I'm enjoying opening that up at some point this weekend. I'll probably have that, whether it's Friday or Saturday. Although Friday they actually just opened. I don't know if I will this weekend or not, because Friday they just opened a brand new tequila bar eatery up the road from me at the beach where I'm located. It's only like a 15 to 20 minute drive from where I'm at, so I'm going to be checking that out hopefully on Friday. So very excited though that I got that whiskey. Very hard to find. And what was the distributor? Shout out to, where the hell are they at? I'm checking my email here. Shout out to Keg and Bottle. Yeah, Keg and Bottle. So it's just KEGN as in Nancy, and then the word bottle.com. I shipped it from there. They had fair pricing. Shipping and handling wasn't bad. I think they gave me a discount for being a new customer. But yeah, hey, food for thought real quick. Had something happen this morning at the gym. I wanted to share this before we start getting into some charts. Someone said to me, typically during my workouts, I'm doing some form of abdominal exercises every day. Could be a little bit, maybe 1 to 2 exercises. Could be a lot, 3 to 5 different exercises. And a lot of the times I do these hanging toe to bars, hanging toes to bar. And if you don't know what that is, you can just Google it. But I do them in between sets of doing stuff. And I joke around with everyone. But my conversations are very brief, 5 to 10 seconds, because I'm moving, right? And I said to this girl who was next to me, I said, you mind if I get in here? I said, you can jump in if you want. You can jump in and work in with me. She's like, oh, no, I'm too heavy. And I looked at her, and I did my set, and what I said to her is, okay, so you're telling me that you're too heavy. This is the reason that you can't do what I'm doing, right? I said, so on Saturday, I did hip thrusts, and I did 500 pounds, 505 to be exact. Repped out 505 pounds. I weigh 167 pounds. So if my frame of mind were that I was too light to be able to do that much weight, never would have attempted it, right? So you're not too heavy. You see what I'm saying? It's your what is the word? Wow, now I'm losing my train of thought. It's your frame of mind, right? It's really your frame of mind with things. And so much of what we do in life is mental, your perception, not perception, but your mental frame of mind, right? A lot of what goes into your successes in life, whether we're talking about financial successes in this case and knowing how to invest and where to invest, whether it's your successes in your business ventures or career, whether it's your successes physically with your own health, successes in relationships. You know, it's your mental frame of mind and how you approach things. So just keep that in mind. If you tell yourself you can't do something, you're not going to be able to do it. If you tell yourself you can do it, why the fuck not me? That's what she said to me also. She said, oh, that's unfair because you're just like all muscle. I was like, what are you talking about? I'm just like everybody else in here. I work very hard, right? So my mentality has allowed me to get to the point where I'm at today. Do you see what I'm saying? So I am no different than you. We're all equal, right? But it's your frame of mind and the effort you put in. Thumbs up to everyone new tuning in. I'd appreciate the support so we can grow the community. See a few people in. What's up, YC? Crypto NL, what's up, my brother? I feel like I haven't seen you here in a little bit. Have you been present in the prior couple live streams? I feel like you've been a little bit. First Republic being seized by the U.S. government. Last time bank takeovers happened, BTC went from 19 to 30. Really? I did not see anything about First Republic. Interesting. Nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to see. No printing of U.S. dollars and more creation of credit within the system. Nothing to see here. Crypto NL, true, but it hurts more above 45 years old. So you're saying you're 45. Well, I won't share with you how old I am. I will say that if that is true, what you're saying, you're 45, I'm not really that far behind. I'm probably a lot older than you think. I'm not that far behind 45. And halted, they are in deep trouble. Wow. Interesting. So, you know, as luck would have it, what's up, Jorge? As luck would have it, right before we were ready to go live, we did get some green in the market. You can see Bitcoin is pumping here on the 12-hour. We're up over 2% right now. Sort of, again, just want to kind of go back to this, you know, item that I shared with you guys before. The reason I put this fractal in here, again, it's not to tell you exactly what I'm anticipating in price, okay? But it's to give you a sense in terms of general direction. And that is, if my hypothesis does play out to be correct, and we see new all-time highs within Bitcoin and crypto, and a lot of those altcoins will follow a month or 2 months after they lag historically. If Bitcoin's really going to make a new all-time high this year, again, I want to ingrain into your head that we need to see some general price movement like this, right? June, we can't be sitting at $25,000 Bitcoin, right? We need to see some general upswings in the market. So that's really why I have painted the picture that I've painted here. At some point then, you know, what this is showing you is you know, once you start to get to this stage, it's just a straight trajectory up. And you're going parabolic. Every single blow off top has looked similar in nature, right? So we'll have to see how it pans out. But I thought we'd do something a little bit different for today's live stream. What I'd like to do is I'd like to look at some trending coins, and we're going to define that by looking at coin market cap. I can also look at some of my watch lists here on TradingView and just kind of see some coins that are popping or that are getting some attention. We can chart them together. I've done nothing ahead of this live stream, so we're going to look at things fresh together. I'll tell you what I'm seeing in the charts, and then kind of looking at time, engaging things. Yeah, we'll have plenty of time for Q&A. So if there's something we haven't looked at within the, you know, in a little bit, and you want me to take a look at that, I'd be happy to. If we just looked at a project the other day or two, I'm probably not going to want to chart that again. But if there's something you'd like me to chart, very, very happy to get into it as always. Nice little 2.5% move. Nice. All right, so with that being said, let me look at my watch list actually first. Let's see if there's anything on here that's grabbing my attention that says, yeah, we should probably take a look at it. Stock market, actually. Let's take a look at the stock market. We're down 1.6% today. Let's see how that's looking. That's one of the, because again, we need the stock market to do well for crypto to do well, because crypto is a risk on assets. The stock market has to do well. This is a weekly view on the stock market. Now, right now, early in the week, so nothing concerning for me. Remember, ideally, what we want to do is we want to keep this prior descending area of resistance. We got above it. We want to hold it as support. So really the week, what we're looking for is a close on the Dow anywhere above 4,100. Again, it's Tuesday. We still have Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday to move up 30 points on the S&P. So, and then, if that does fail, though, and we fall below here, ultimately, let's stay above the 21 EMA because historically, price action that's above the 21 exponential moving average on the S&P is bullish. Price below it is bearish. And when I say above and below, I'm talking about candle bodies. I could give two shits less about a wick because wicks are an expression of what? Volatility. Let's see. What else is grabbing my attention? Nothing here. Things up 2%, 3%, 1%, blah, blah, blah. Anything here? No, nothing there. Anything here? Maple. Haven't looked at that thing in a long time. Mask is up 9%. Maybe we can take a look at Mask. Let's take a look at Mask. Thank you for everyone new tuning in. We're going to have plenty of time for TA Q&A. If you want to drop a like on the channel, John, the enforcer, is not here, so he cannot enforce the hitting of the like buttons. So we're taking a look at Mask, ticker symbol, the word mask. If you can't spell that, feel free to drop off the live channel. But this is a weekly view. You can see we're getting a nice move in the market here at about 9%. There's a price area around 350 I had identified as a key area of prior support, which then ended up being resistance that we burst above. We've stayed above that for now, and really what we're looking for, there's nothing exciting going on here until we start breaking out above these other areas. So the range would really be between what you're looking for on Mask is $7.50 to $10. Somewhere up around $7.50 to $10 is the price level that we want to start entertaining to push up against and attempt to break. That's really our next key main area. Let's look at the price indicators on the weekly. For some stupid reason, I don't have the MACD on here. I don't know why that is. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, MACD looks healthy. Stochastic RSI has crossed down, but it's above 20. Okay, 47 under the 62. And it's also not coming down at a sharp volatile angle. So nothing too worried there. Would expect that to flatten out at some point above 20 and cross up, which would be bullish. RSI looks great at 56. So seeing some nice price movement here. Price looks real healthy. Again, just sort of for right now, we're just chipping and chopping in this range, right? We really want to get up above $7.50 to $10. Let's see. YC. My God, nothing has changed on Digibyte. I love you, my friend, but yeah, once something materially changes, you must have a stack of Digibyte. Nothing has changed on Digibyte, okay? So when something exciting comes in and we see it pushing up towards 2 cents, 3 cents, we will take a look. And, 2 cents a 100% move in Digibyte can very easily happen in a single day if you look at history. So would not be surprised one bit to see Digibyte make a 100% plus move in a single day. Okay, got some questions coming in on charts. That is good to see. Let's see, before I get to questions, let's see what's trending on CoinMarketCap. So this isn't surprising. Arbitrum has gotten a lot of attention. I don't think I have a chart on it. So we're going to take a look at Arbitrum together. Let's see, what did I... Okay, this is the last chart I had charted out. Arbitrum. Not a lot of price data here. It's kind of hard to evaluate, right? So what I would do, first off, let's take a look at the 12-hour. 12-hour definitely tells us something, but I may even have to get more granular and go to the 4-hour. Yeah, so we're going to go to a 4-hour on Arbitrum, and really thank you for the support on the thumbs up. We're going to have to take a look at the 4-hour here. To gain some level of appreciation for what's going on with price. So let's draw out a couple areas of support, or at least price confluence. Is it above it? It's at $1.37 right now. Okay. Right around there. Let's make that nice and pretty. Now, again, keep in mind any horizontal line that I'm plotting on here for an area of price confluence, Again, we don't like to get too cute on this channel, okay? It's really price zones. That was way too... It's really price zones, right? So I have $1.27 here. Could you argue with me? And actually, I don't like the way that looks. Sorry, I keep redrawing this, but this is such a low time frame. I think it's $1.28 that I really wanted on. 128. Yeah. And so the way I came up with this is you can see the price confluence here. We almost touched there. And then all the shit in there. All right. So it's like around $1.28. Come on. It's like around a goddamn trading view. It's like $1.28 on Arbitrum. That's one key area of support. Looks like we have another area of price confluence right around... I'd call it right around splitting hairs, $1.33. Right, so there's really, and we're right above that right now at $1.37, $1.38, okay? So the first thing you want to watch for on the chart, oh, wow, look at that, too. I didn't even, okay, look at that. We whipped right down to $1.28 twice. Didn't plan that one. So on Arbitrum, one of the things you want to look for, we're looking at a 4-hour because there's not a lot of price data here, right? Not a lot of history. Let's look for this 128 to 133 area hold. So the next natural question is, okay, that's the key area you're watching for to see if it's going to hold. If that's lost, I'll just throw in another area here around, $1.24. Okay, maybe as low as $1.24. All right. And again, not getting too specific, but now the next natural question is, okay, if we hold support and we're having a nice little rise in price right now, where are we going to encounter problems? Where are we going to find resistance, right? So that is pretty easy to see. And I'll explain how I am getting these areas of resistance in a moment. Oh yeah, I love that area right there. Right about... Oh yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so looks like I'm looking at like $1.39. Looks like I'm looking at $1.43. We like to use nice round figures here. Just provided an estimate on something at work that was 55.45 million or 55.56 million and just rounded it up to 56. It was a very high level estimate. All right, so again, how am I getting these key areas of resistance? You can see, first off, this red line here. Let's auto adjust this. This red line here, you can see we have some wicks here. We broke above it here. And then you can see we have all sorts of price confluence in here. Same with the line on top. You can see there's some areas of resistance. You know, look how many times we touched it here, and once we broke below it, it's probably going to cause this problem. I think really that 143 area, I mean, I have it drawn between $1.39 and $1.43. I think ultimately getting above 143 is going to be a little bit of a problem. Once we get above $1.43, look at where we're facing some resistance, $1.48, okay? So 148 would be another area of resistance on Arbitrum because you can see all these price wicks in here. Once we start clearing above there, I would anticipate the next area of resistance above $1.48 would be there, and then another one right around here. Okay, so you're talking about $1.55. Okay, this is 155, not 1055. We're not there yet. And $1.59. So I hope you found that helpful. And again, the reason I'm using a 4-hour time frame is, again, I sound like a broken record, but there's very limited price data. Price data is only a few weeks old. So these are your areas of support, green, and your areas of resistance in red. Hope you found that helpful. And on the price indicators, we're getting a little bit of some momentum here. MACD wants to cross on this 4-hour, so we'll have to see if that holds up into the close. This candlestick here, this 4-hour candlestick, this is what's going to close us out for the day. This opened at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it closes at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, I'm going to jump from Crypto Ryan. Welcome in, my friend. Crypto Ryan, for all of you who are not aware, Crypto Ryan is another value-added TA person in this space. So give him a follow. Look into his material on YouTube. He's on YouTube. Excuse me. He's on Twitter as well. I'm following him. So if you go to my list of followers, you'll see I'm following Crypto Ryan. I would suggest giving him a follow. I've seen several of his videos, and I think he does a very good job of getting into the technicals of charts that he's evaluating, and explains himself very well. So thank you for joining. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bounce back and forth between the ones that are trending and the questions that I have. So what I'm going to do is go to your questions. So the first chart that I'm being asked about is ZCX, which I don't think I have a chart of. I know one of my Twitter buddies on there is always charting on ZCX. It's not one that I actively follow, but let's see here on KuCoin. What do we got? Let's see if can we flip this to a weekly? I think we can. I think there's enough price data. No, there's not. Is this the one that he charts, or is it another one? Is there another exchange that has more price information than this? This isn't a lot of price data. Yeah, it doesn't look like we got a lot going on. We'll stay on KuCoin. So not a lot of price data on this one as well. One of the things kind of from a higher time frame perspective, this is on a weekly, that we can see here, even though there's limited price data, the nice thing that you can do when you zoom out on the charts is because it condenses price action, it creates a more clean chart, right? Versus, I mean, I just want to make my point. If I went down to a 30-second chart, I mean, look at how fucking messy this thing is. Like, do we really want to spend time charting that? So, yeah, so looking at it a week gives you a level of appreciation, high level, in a clean, simplistic manner what's going on, right? So first thing I would point to, I want that to touch, but I can't invalidate it. Nope, that works. Yeah, so we have this downward area of resistance, right? And this is common for a lot of projects. If you have been paying attention on this channel and you kind of do your own charting, you'll see in a lot of cases we have these downward areas of resistance that eventually get pushed through. And look what happens here. I mean, you can't, again, I'm just telling you what's in the chart. How many times have you come to this channel and we've seen an area of descending resistance break, and I've said to you, hey, you know, if that's something you were looking to get into on a trade, or you were looking to increase a position in an investment, be patient. Be patient. Allow price to come with you. Don't chase the trend, right? Look what happened here. I want to explain this very clearly. We rose from about 6 cents all the way up to 15. Now, if you were emotional, maybe you were buying here. If you were patient, you waited and waited, and look what happened. We back tested the prior descending resistance as support. You could have gotten back in around 6 cents. You could have even gotten a cheaper entry than back here, okay? So this is why it's important in investing, and also if you're swing trading, which most of you should not be doing in my opinion. Most of you should be investors because most traders fail. Swing trading I define as having a trade setup that you're comfortable holding for, you know, maybe several days or a week or a couple months, right? But most of you will have a higher degree of success just investing. But hopefully, you know, this is something that you can kind of point to a chart like this, and it can kind of help you to remain unemotional when you see that you've missed a breakout like this, right? So that's the first thing I would look at on ZCX. The other thing I would do is, in order to be helpful, since there's less price data, I'm going to go to a 3-day. We're going to take this off just because the reason I'm going to delete the descending area of resistance is just because it applied on a higher time frame. Now what we're doing is we're looking at a 3-day. 3-day time frame is a very typical time frame that a lot of chartists like to evaluate. It's one that I commonly go to as well. So in terms of evaluating areas of support, right? First thing we want to make sure of is if this trend is strong, okay? If this trend is strong, what it's going to do is, although it might back test a lower level, it's not going to break that level, right? And that level is how I'm defining it as a key level. I would define it as a key level. Trend isn't broken if this breaks. The upswing is not broken if it breaks, but it would express a higher degree of strength within the chart if we held price between 5.5 and 6.1 cents. Okay, we're going to call it 6. All right, so anywhere between 6 and 5.5 cents. Really, we want price to stay there right now. Now we're sitting at 8, right? So in terms of our percentage decline, really what I'm saying to you is, okay, we could go as low as like 33% lower, and I'm still fine with that. But I really want that area to hold. So that's the first thing I would state about this chart. The next thing is we have lower highs coming in, right? And the easiest way to show you, since our bounce in October, see this bounce here? We have lower highs coming in. The easiest way we can depict that on a chart is draw such. Just draw a descending line. You can see the touches, right? So we really want to see a breakout of these lower highs. Price is just sort of consolidating in this area, right? Now, someone could make the inference based on what I've showed here that you have a huge drop down in price and you essentially have a bearish descending triangle forming, right? Because essentially first off, you have a drop down in price, but this is what it's doing, higher lows, and you have a base in here, right? Do I think that ultimately this pattern, while present within the price data, will play out? No, I do not think it'll play out. But it's certainly a possibility we have to be open to, no matter how minor that possibility is, based on the broader setup within the market, okay? So first, there's this descending area of resistance we're going to need to get past, okay? Then clearly other areas of resistance, once we start breaking out above this, we have a clear area of resistance right there, around 11.6 cents, we're going to call it. We have another area of resistance. I'm going to actually put it right there, slightly above this wick, at 16 cents. And then we have another area ultimately of resistance. I like that area right there. And I like all of it. Actually like that right there. There's a little bit more price confluence. So this is really what I would focus on. Jorge, thank you for the question on ZCX, ticker symbol ZCX, Unison. Hold this support. It's between 6 to 5.5 cents. We got descending resistance we need to break above. After that, you got your 11.6 cents, 16 cents, 19 cents, and 27 cents. Your areas of resistance. Now, again, I'm not telling you what will happen. I've just charted too many of these things, even just with you guys, to show you what has a high probability of happening, okay? Don't be surprised if you're waiting for confirmation for this thing to get bullish. Don't be surprised if we pump all the way up here and have a retrace to have a wick come down into this descending area here to form it as support before moving up, such that to say, if you followed everything that we looked at on Arbitrum, again, never financial advice, just coming from experience, making my own mistakes in life. Don't chase the trend. That's feeding into your emotion. If you didn't purchase down here and you're seeing it break out, accept it. You missed it. There's a million other projects out there. You don't need to chase things. You don't need to chase things. It's the dumbest thing you can do. You need to hear. I like being straight with people. It's the dumbest thing you can do, all right? I've been dumb plenty of times in years past when I was first getting into all this stuff, okay? Allow it to come back to you, whether it comes here or it comes here. Allow your risk tolerance level to dictate where you're willing to scale into your investment or your trade, okay? So that's what I got on ZCX. Anything on the price indicators? Stochastic RSI going down hard. It's below 20. I want to see this thing come back up. RSI is neutral low at 46. And the MACD looks like it wants to cross down. So we need some bullish momentum here to kind of come in, because if it doesn't, I think there's a higher likelihood we push back down to 6 cents, the 6 cent to 5.5 cent area. Thank you for the question. Thumbs up for all of the new crypto maniacs who are joining the channel. I don't know if you realize this or not, but you are a crypto maniac if you're part of this team. We got ZCX. What other questions did we have? I know. Yeah, YC again. Not doing DigiBuy. We'll wait for that. We'll wait for that big move. CRV, and we can talk about injective protocol. I just tweeted something out today, so let's have a conversation about injective because more than likely I can tell you what's going on. CRV. So let's take a look at CRV. It's been a long time since I've charted it. I know I have a chart up. Oh God, who only knows what it looks like? I don't even know if I want to take a look at this chart. I have not charted this thing in a while. Ah, okay. There we go. All right. So CRV, Curve Finance, ticker symbol CRV. This is on the weekly. Surprised I don't have the MACD in here. I wonder if this was an alternative chart to a main chart that I was using. Okay, so first off, like higher time frame level, I see the MACD here is pushing just up above zero. It wants to get above zero. It's just slightly below it, so we're getting there. RSI is at a pretty healthy level. It's just under 50. We have plenty of room to run there. Let's focus on price action. Price action is king. One of the things you can see here, looks like we're going to have a similar sort of conversation here on descending resistance. I mean, essentially what I'm trying to illustrate here is, you know, we had this area of descending resistance that we broke out from, right? So very, very good to see. Now in this case, you know, if you drew the descending resistance, actually the way you would really draw it, you could draw it any way you want to draw it, really. But the way I would draw it, actually looking at this a little bit more, if you drew it there and you came here. Now what's funny is if you drew it like that, right, resistance, resistance, didn't pop up here, we have back tested the resistance. The other way, again, you can draw these downward areas of resistance any way you want. The key is as long as you're not drawing through candle bodies. And again, the whole point here, why do you want to draw these descending areas of resistance? Okay, you want to draw it to measure the relative strength of the trend in the direction that it's going, right? If you're drawing, if I drew this, right? If I drew, now you can get overcomplicated. I try to keep things stupid simple, right? If I drew this, to some degree, as we start to break some of these downward areas of resistance that I'm drawing here, it gives you some level of validation depending how high a time frame the trend is that you're looking at, that the trend is changing, right, from downward to upward, okay? Hopefully that made sense. It made sense in my head, and hopefully in plain language that made sense. So that's the first thing that I'm looking at. Now we've broken and we've retested this area. So what areas of support do I want to see hold, right? Where are some areas of price confluence on Curve Finance? Well, it looks like right around there. Oh, that's good. I like that right there around 87 cents. Okay, so price right now on Curve, we're sitting at 94 cents. Okay, so it's having a real small move right now. 87 cents, around 87 cents would be an area that I would look to see hold. Could it be 84, 85? Yes, but that's the general area there. I want to see 87 cents, around 87 cents hold. Again, doesn't matter if we wick below it, we want the candle bodies above it. Now, let's talk about some areas that we're going to have problems getting above, which are known as areas of resistance. So first, there's an area of resistance. We're going to call it right there at $1.28. Okay, I'm going to call it $1.28. There's another area. Oh, this one's clean. Yeah, I like that. So there's really two main areas I would look at for Curve Finance, ticker symbol CRV. Once we start to bounce up, I would look for around $1.28 to $1.51. What I would suggest doing is coming back to the live stream once we start breaking out above $1.51. Let's have a conversation about where price is likely going, because you can see this was the swing high at this point here. We really need to break out above here, which is around that $1.50 area. So once we start maintaining $1.50, let's come back and have a conversation. Now, I know there was a question surrounding injectives. So let me explain to you, and I tweeted this out earlier today. And actually, I'm pretty sure Didn't we just cover Injective yesterday and I spoke to where it wouldn't surprise me to bounce? I'd have to go back and watch myself. I'm pretty sure I literally just said yesterday it would not surprise me to see a bounce up to a certain level. And I forget what that level was. Let's take a look at it together. I think it was in the 8s. And let's talk about why that's the case. And again, you're welcome to feed into your emotions. It's not suggested. I never suggest that on this channel, quite the opposite. If you want to go ahead and FOMO in and buy on the chase price here, go for it. But I certainly don't think it's a smart idea. So yes, it was this area, I think, right there. So this is on a daily. And so what I had just spoken to on the live stream yesterday was it would not surprise me. You can see I identified this golden region right here. Okay, this is my golden buy zone. This is where if I didn't have injective protocol or I wanted to accumulate a more injective protocol, this is the sweet spot for me between 650 and 440. Okay, and based on my risk tolerance level and strategy, that would predicate what would that would dictate how aggressive I would want to buy within different areas within this zone. Now, as it happens, we came down, we touched the tippy top here. We went down to 643. So, basically 650, just under it, right? So we hit this area and now we're starting to bounce. Well, why is that not surprising? Guys, we were all the way up at $10 and we corrected all the way down to 650. I'm not good with math, but I think that's a 35% correction. This thing had a lot of sell pressure, and finally some buyers stepped up and said this thing is oversold, at least for the moment, and we're getting in. We are getting in because we either want to get in on a investment opportunity or we want to get in on a shorter term trade, right? Now, what I identified was, hey, wouldn't surprise me if once we see our bounce, we start to bounce up to as high as like $8, maybe up to here towards like 850, okay? I am not ruling out the possibility, okay, that price could do one of these things, okay, and just head up to 15. That is absolutely a possibility. But allow me to share with you once again what I think is more probable, okay? I think the higher probability is we come up somewhere into here. Maybe we try to create support down here in this area here around 760 and create higher lows. I think that is the second most likely thing. I think the most likely thing, however, is we do come up here and then eventually come somewhere back into this region even if it's at 585. I think I was looking at 585 earlier today. Even if it's like 585, 550, or 593, just below 6. I think at some point we're going to come a little bit deeper into that golden zone. So we'll have to keep an eye on injective protocol. Don't feel like you are missing out on a green day like this, okay? The last thing you want to do is chase. And that's why you don't want to chase a trend. That's why I said to you guys, given my given my macro thesis, okay, in terms of where I see the market going, that's why if you go back to my tweets, you can go back and take a look. Oh, no, wait, I didn't tweet this. Spoke to it on the live channel. But the point is you can go back and check my tweets. But one of the things I mentioned to you, okay, again, this is coming from the perspective of someone that has a macro perspective that the markets are creating new all-time highs this year, okay? We were up here at $25,000 in Bitcoin, and we got this correction down to like 19,000, okay? This area back here and this area back here, specifically for Bitcoin, I did the same thing, and let me tell you what that is, okay? I have shared with you, and I tweeted this out, that I have sort of started a side retirement fund for myself outside of your traditional investment vehicles. And that retirement fund is every single day, every day, I put a fixed amount into Bitcoin no matter what the price is. And the idea is, not this year, not next year, not for many years out, I am just going to fucking hold that thing. And I'm not doing a single thing with it. And every day I'm diligently just going to put in this small amount of money. Adds up in an entire month. It's a chunk in a month. But the point is, what I know I spoke to on this channel, and I don't know if I tweeted, was back in this time period and back in this time period, because I have a macro perspective that prices are going much higher, okay? I advance bought my purchases up until, I think I'm up through July, okay? So meaning between the combination of these purchases and these purchases, what I did is I said, well, I want to pre-fund all the days I would have otherwise paid in April. What were we back here in January at this point, and we were back in March. So yeah, like February, March, April, May, June, July. I went all the way out to the end of July and said, I'm doing all of my daily purchases now because I recognize the price is going to be significantly higher. But again, you have to have that perspective, you have to be unemotional. You have to have some sort of logical, grounded thesis that is founded on education, right? Not your hope and looking at some fucking rainbow chart and everyone's calling for $300,000 Bitcoin. And you're like, well, it's got to be 300. No, I mean, doing some homework, like put grinding. The term is called grinding. I fucking grind at this. Okay, this is a passion of mine, and I work hard at it. There's other people in this space that do too. You have to grind at it, and get to a point where this shit does not get you emotional, okay? You will see some emotions come out of me for fun. It's not going to impact my investment strategy. But the crypto bull god will return to true form. For those who have been here for a while, at some point, you will see some emotion come out. But that is safe for prices that are much, much higher. So CBG will return in true CBG form. All right, so I think I got to a couple questions actually on the live stream. So let's get back to some projects that are trending, okay? Let's take a look at Taboo. I don't know Taboo. Does anybody here know Taboo? Want to check on time? Don't know how much more time we're going to get from any more charts. Taboo. Not familiar with this project. Okay, it's ranked 422. Let's see what markets we got here. All right. We can take a look at this one. Not crazy about it, but anybody got anything fun planned for dinner? I'm doing a little asparagus and a little salmon. That's what I'm doing. I'm not sure how I want to do the salmon. I might throw some lime and cilantro on there. All right, let's see what this thing looks like. All right, so this is Taboo, ticker symbol TABOO. The reason we're charting this one, and then I'm going to get to one more question that's in the, hey, thank you for the question in the live stream. I don't think I've seen you here before. Namit Gupta, thank you for your question. I think I've seen you on Twitter as well, though. Your profile photo looks familiar. Anywho, what was I saying? Use the trending tokens on CoinMarketCap here. If you go to CoinMarketCap, you can see where the hell is it at now? Okay, well, I lost my spot. Yes, trending. Okay, well, now it's gone. But you can see trending cryptocurrencies, and you can see it just gives you a list here. So we're taking a look at Taboo. This is on the 3-day. Going to keep it on the 3-day. Not a lot of price data. So I think it's valuable to have it on a not too high a time frame, like a weekly. All right, so let's take a look at areas of support. I would say there's a region. Again, green. Right there is fine. Okay, we're not going to get too cute. Green is for support, red is for resistance. You can see this is at point. Okay, so the price right now, just a level set. The price right now, you can see, Taboo is 0.20 and a 4, okay? So I'm just going to say 0.4, so everyone follows me. I'm not going to keep saying 0.20 and a 4. All right, so we're at 0.4 right now. I have an area of support right around 0.1, which is not surprising. There's another area of support. Tricky. There's another area of support right there, about 0.15, and then one final area of support I would draw. I really want to draw this one right around 0.18. So the areas of support I'd like to see hold on Taboo, okay? Right between 0.1 and 0.18, okay? There's an area of 0.148 here, okay? 0.15 we'll call it. So the 0.1, the 0.15, and the 0.18. Now, where are we going to run into problems? Well, the first thing you can obviously see when you're looking at this chart, if you're trying to assess where are we running into problems, where are there areas of resistance, look at all these price wicks. They express buyer exhaustion. Sellers are coming in. I would show it right there. Now, why would I put it here personally as opposed to here? You can put it here if you want. Go for it. But I like this area because you have 3 areas of confluence, 3 touches by candlesticks, right? So I would draw it there. It coincides with price action over here, so that's good to see. Another obvious area of resistance would be right along here. We're getting some touches in that region right there. So let's come back. Let's have a conversation about taboo if you would like. Once we start clearing these areas of resistance, which are between 0.5 and 0.95, okay? So once we get up to an actual penny, things should start to really be picking up in price. All right, now I have a question on Binance. BNB breaking out. It's only up, well, let's take a look. Maybe you mean it's breaking out of a pattern or something. I was going to say it's up 1.5 points. It's not moving much. Haven't looked at BNB in a while. Funny, real quick before we talk about the price action that's going on in BNB, let's have another conversation regarding emotions. And let's have a quick conversation with this chart talking about headlines, okay? If you go back to my Twitter profile, okay, again, I'm on Twitter at CryptoBullGod, one word. You will see that one of the things I was pointing out when we had this really red week here, I said, hey guys, I know the news about Binance and blah, 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 but in evaluating the chart, look, downward resistance, we just broke out above it and we've back tested it. Okay, we've back tested it. No, I think it might have even been this week in December of 22. I think it might have been this week. And price was coming all the way down here and I said, let's wait for the candlestick to close. And sure as shit, this held as support, right? And we've continued trending up. This is why you do not allow headlines and the emotional state of things to impact your investment decisions. Had you decided to sell here, looking back, it was pretty foolish since we've done a nearly 50% move from there, okay? So probably not the smartest thing to use your emotions when buying and selling. Now, this is on a weekly time frame, kind of checking out the price indicators in BNB. MACD looks great. MACD looks very good. The RSI is trending up. We are at 56, which is an extremely healthy level. And the stochastic RSI looks good. So price indicators are looking real healthy on a higher time frame weekly view. Now, where are areas of support that I would like to see hold? This has some great market structure. Great market structure. I'll tell you I'll give you 2 areas, actually. We're going to put that right there. And that looks to be at $1.64, $1.65. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, BNB is trading at $1.64, $1.65. Crypto really is crashing. We're at $2.64, $2.65. I'm going to round this and be a little bit more conservative in terms of where we would want to draw it. And put it right there and tell you that there's really a range. There's really a range of support. And that would be around 255 to 265. So the first thing we want to see on BNB is let's hold 255 to 265. Okay, we really want that area of support to hold. Now, the next question that I'm going to be asking everyone here on is what areas of resistance would we be facing? Again, red is resistance. What problem spots are we going to have? I would say we wicked all the way up to there. I have to draw that in there. So much volume behind that move too. I would say our problem spots, you can see, look, I mean, this isn't crazy, right? Look at the red lines that I have drawn. You see price, there's buyer exhaustion, buyer exhaustion, buyer exhaustion. So really what we want to see for BNB, and again, is as long as the direction of the market is moving in the direction I feel it is, I do think 255 to 265 will hold. And I believe we'll be making a push up at some point over the course of the next, I don't know, I'm not going to put a guess on it, but the handful of several weeks out, up to this 350 to $400. Let's just call it 400, okay? It says 397.7. Let's call it 400, all right? So really what we want to do for BNB is we want to target this range. Okay, this is the range we want to target. All right, this red zone of resistance is really what we want to turn into a green area of support. And that's between 350 and 400. But I'll tell you what I really want to see, and what will get me even more bullish, is once we can get a candle body close above 400. Okay, that box right there, once we can form that into support, now what are we doing? Okay, when we actually evaluate the chart here and try to state in layman's terms what's going on, is because price, okay, the chart tells us a story, okay? If price gets strong enough, such, if I can find the right damn drawing tool, why am I losing track? Here we go. I'm back. If price pushes all the way, it has enough strength to get above $400, this is the only other areas of price action that we have up here. Is not a lot of price once we start getting up to 4, and in particular above 450 even. 450 would be even better, okay? Once we start sustaining price action up in 4 and 450, not a lot of price data, okay? So why is that a good thing if you're a bull? Well, the reason that that's a good thing is if you're a bull is the less price data there is up here, the less, when price comes up, the less it has reactionary force against trying to push up, right? The less resistance there is, okay? The more blue skies, white skies in this case, that we can see for price above the bar, the more it can look up and it doesn't see anything and there's no other candlesticks up there, the higher the probability that we're going to have a massive breakout, right? So really good once we start seeing BNB close up to, Binance close up to around that 4 to 450 mark. That's what we want to look for. All right, let's keep in action on price data. I'm going to look into the news on First Republic. Thank you for the shout out there on First Republic. Who was that? YC. Of course it was. Of course it's fucking YC. He is here every day supporting the channel, which I appreciate. Anyway, I'm going to look into that news article. Keep in action. Keep an eye on price. Again, not expecting anything significant in price over the course of the next week or so here. I think we're going to see some chippy chop. Keep in mind, there's no reason that price doesn't have to go down to $25,000 area, okay? But everyone's calling for it, okay? Makes me a little skeptical price is going to get down to that $25,000 area. Again, keep in mind what I've said many iterations on this live stream. If we really are in the impulse I think we're in, people are going to be calling for pullbacks to price levels it's not going to go to, okay? 25,000 is absolutely a possibility, but little leery myself that it's actually going to happen based on all the people I see saying it's going to happen. So let's keep an eye on price data. One of the things I'm going to focus on this week, for everyone new tuning in the last minute here, one of the things I am going to focus on later in the week, we need to take a look at the monthly close. Okay, we have April is closing. We need to see that monthly candlestick on Bitcoin and the shape of that candlestick, because based on what the shape of that candlestick is, it lends itself to probability, a range of probabilities in terms of what that could mean for the likely direction of price, down or up, right? So I'll have to focus on that more towards the end of the week. Let's take a look at when the month closes. Okay, so we'd have a new month closing on the 1st, so we can touch on it maybe like Friday. Friday, real quick, I'll make sure to remind everyone, but you really do have to click the bell icon for notifications to know when I go live. If you don't catch me when I go live, there's no reason you can't catch this in syndication. Might actually be nice. You can fast forward through things you don't want to see. But I was going to say in particular Friday, I may be live streaming that day very early. It's either going to be very early in the morning that day or like midday afternoon. So just make sure you keep an eye out for that, because I'll be busy later in the day. So thank you for everyone new tuning in. Make sure that you hit the thumbs up button if you haven't. Show some support for the channel. Drop me a comment. Share this video with at least one person. And until next time, spread awareness. Carry the education forward. Take care, everybody.